Today on the channel, the best ofs continue. As today's video, I'm counting down my top 5 Marvel Legends MCU editions of 2023.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another top 5 year-end countdown for 2023. And in today's countdown video, I'm counting down my top 5 Marvel Legend MCU figures of 2023. And I gotta admit, I'll be the first to admit, a pretty weak lineup of MCU figures this year. We've had other years where you could easily do a top 10. To me, honestly, it was a struggle to get top 5 this year. I don't know if that just talks about the status of the MCU, or if it's just the releases of the figures this year, and it just didn't feel like a normal year for Marvel Legends. It just felt like a little bump in the road to me, and that goes to the comic editions as well. And check out the top 10 comic edition figures on this channel as well, as far as another best of that we're doing here. But it just felt like a transitional year, and I don't know what next year is going to hold for the MCU figures, because I don't think there's any great movies on the horizon for us. So I guess that could lead to a better comic year next year, possibly. I guess we'll see what happens there. We'll just have to wait and see how the MCU does as far as movie releases and action figures in 2024, because 2023, as I said, a little bit of a down year here. But I did get my best 5 together. I put them together, and we're going to get down to it. Of course, we're going to start at number 5. Going to work our way to number 1. Number 1 being the best. Going to ask you guys and gals, especially the gals, going to ask you to put your list in the comments down below. And of course, put them in order. That's the hard part. That is the fun part. That is the challenging part. And remember, this is my list, so it's 100% right. But your list, also 100% right. Put it in the comments down below. So without further ado, let's kick it off at number 5. Kicking it off at number 5 was a MCU figure that I think had one of the best likenesses in all of Marvel Legends in 2023. Of course, from the Black Widow era, the Black Widow movies, and a few others, of course, in the Hawkeye TV series as well, and that's where this one comes from. It is Yelena Belova. Was it Florence Pugh? Look at me knowing my actresses out there. But that is her to a T. It's like they shrunk her down. I think they did a fabulous job on the head sculpt on this one. Love the sleek bodysuit. Looking really good. You got the batons as weapons. Building out that Hawkeye shelf at the end of the day. But just a good, very plain Jane figure, really, when you break it down. But a very great representation of the character. And like I said, the head sculpt on this one is really what won me over. Brought it to the next level for me. So Yelena Belova coming in extra hot at number 5. Next up in the number 4 spot came as a bit of a surprise to me. This came from the Secret Invasion series, of course, on Disney+. But it was Talos. And a lot of the reasons he's on this list because of the 2-in-1 factor here. I thought this was very, very cool, and I was very thankful Hasbro gave us a 2-in-1 instead of making a totally separate figure, because I did like to buy 2 of these. Got to get a deal out there, but I could see a lot of people not wanting to buy 2 and now getting the option here. They gave it in the same pack. You got 2 heads, 2 extra sets of hands. You could make your own character here. Also, Talos, great for customizers, a plain Jane street scene guy. Do whatever you want with this one. So that was a lot of a coolness for this one here. I would army build these at a cheaper price just to have, as you know, fodder out there is what you could do. But of course, you get the scroll version as well. Just very cool to get a 2-in-1 together in the same pack instead of making us buy separate or putting them a year away from each other, whatever. Just a very cool one. Not my all-time favorite character by any means. I just like the execution of this one. I do think the looks on both of these are absolutely fabulous. So very, very cool one coming in here at number 4. We've hit the halfway point in our MCU Marvel Legends countdown for 2023. Of course, as usual, get your list together. Put it in the comments down below. Make sure you put an order. That's the hard part. That is the fun part. That's the challenge. But we're at the number 3 spot here. And the number 3 selection Man, oh man, this is fresh. This is down to the wire. Have to imagine some people might have this as a 2024 selection because the majority of people will get this in 2024, but it did ship early from Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below, as I always do say. And the last week of the year, this one came through the door, and I did do my review, so I'm going to count it, and it counts as part of a little weaker year this year, like I said, for the MCU line. But what is it at number 3? Well, we're coming in with Dr. Octopus, Spider-Man 2 Marvel Legends. Man, a lot of us were excited for this one. A lot were excited for Green Goblin. A very cool figure here. Bendy wires on this one that are different than any bendy wire I've ever had in an action figure. Maybe I haven't dealt with a lot with bendy wires. I don't know. But a very thick, hard to bend, but definitely easy to bend. Look, you can stand him up right here for a little extra support, a little cheat right here. I did use ringside collectible AEW Jazzware stands on the bottom here to make him stay a little bit better, as he will kind of spread his tentacles a little bit if you're not careful. But man, oh man, is this a great figure. Displays beautifully, looks beautiful, looks just like the character from the movie. All day long, you know this as Dr. Octopus. Just an absolute fabulous figure. And if I would have had maybe more time with this figure, he maybe would have climbed up the list a little bit. But he is so fresh. That's how good this is. He came in hot at number 3. So for the number 3 figure, Dr. Octopus, Spider-Man 2, Marvel Legends. We've arrived at the number 2 spot in the countdown here. And the number 2 spot, man, oh man, very tough. It's went back and forth, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, back and forth. Can't figure it out, but as Rush once said, if you choose not to decide, well, you still have made a choice. And that's exactly what I'm talking about here. So as of right now, this is number 2. Ask me in about a month, well, he could be number 1. But as of right now, from across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Punk. You know me. I love punk. I love metal. I love guitars. I love everything about this figure. A very cool figure. I loved it from the minute I saw it. And like I said, I haven't seen the movie yet. I am planning on seeing the movie, hopefully soon. I did see it was on like HBO Max or Disney Plus. One of those things that's going on. And the kids want to watch it, so we'll probably sit down and watch it together. But very, very cool. Love the punk rock jacket. Love the looks. The aesthetics of this one is very nice. Love the mohawk and spikes. Of course, feeling like Spider-Man. You get a guitar with him. There's a lot of hits being played here. There is no doubt about it. So a strong, strong number 2 for me. And like I said, a week later, he could be number 1 in my countdown. But a strong, strong number 2, as I'm filming this video here, is from across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Punk, which leaves only one left. Who is number 1? Stay tuned. Here we are at the number 1 spot in our top 5 MCU figures of 2023. Once again, make sure you put your list in the comments down below. Put them in order. It's the hard part. That is the fun part. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this very YouTube channel. But number 1, number 2, very strong between the two. But I'm going number 1 here. And number 1 is a recent one. We just unboxed this in the last couple of weeks. Maybe a little bit of recency bias. I don't know. I don't believe so. But it is always a possibility, I guess. But coming in at number 1 for me is William. Don't call him Willem. Of course it is. Willem is what he goes by, but it triggered a lot of people, and a lot of people I think learn from my channel every single day that his real name actually is William, so look that up. But William, call him how you can see him. We're calling him the Green Goblin here today. And we got the one, of course, from the latest Spider-Man movie. All-timer here. Beautiful with the flight stand. Just an all-timer Green Goblin. And truly a 2-in-1 character, as we did get the human head here. And I happen to have a broken Matt Murdock that I broke the head on in a review recently. And I slapped this on this suit. Now you get a 2-in-1 figure going on right here. So that's my plan for display. This head is too good to leave in a fodder bag. We got to display both of these right here. But just an all-timer Green Goblin. Really stole the movie in a lot of ways, if you ask me. Deluxe figure, of course, with a glider. So that does make him feel a little more special than maybe some of the other ones on the list. But just a fantastic representation of the Green Goblin character. Straight out of the movies. Very, very cool. Now with Green Goblin coming in number 1, just squeaking by old Spider-Punk for me. But just a fabulous figure. Really strongly recommended to anybody collecting out there. So there it is. The top 5 MCU figures of 2023 by me. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day, including best of videos to finish out this year. We got tons of them, so make sure you do subscribe. Don't forget about the other YouTube channel as well. Videos every day over there. as well. So it's a hardworking man over here. You guys know James Brown of YouTube. Keep on going on. Keep on keeping going on with a cape around my neck. That's what we're going to do. And then, of course, don't forget about Patreon for early access to all the videos here on the channel. Of course, Patreon, the best way to support this very YouTube channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media. Sir Paul64 on the X. _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and on Instagram. So for the Green Goblin and the rest of the top 5, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.